Hello and welcome to the inaugural episode of Glorify Prep. And I want to thank you for joining me. Now, our main goal in this channel is to talk about urban survival. And one of the things that I think is vital to urban survival is going to be being able to open a lock similar to this one. Now, we only want to open locks that belong to us in cases like this in today's world where we are not having to survive, but it's best to practice now before things get out of hand. And so I'm a real fan of a show here on YouTube called LockPicking Lawer, and I will include a link to his channel. This particular lock I have had for several years, and I've gotten to know it quite well. But when I first tried to open it, I it took quite a long time to open, and now I've gotten it down to a science where I know exactly where I need to move things around so that it'll pop open quite easily. But I actually started lock picking when I was in the Army. It was around 2005. I picked up this set. It's a Goso set of lock picks, and it's a cheap set. You can see that this is one of the Goso hooks. And I've spent most of my time overseas, a lot of time in South Korea. And I also picked up this lockpick set somewhere along the way. And there's a bunch of tools between these two sets. I've had friends give me other bits and pieces here and there, a bunch of tools between these two sets that are pretty much absolutely worthless. So I just kind of like this entire kit here is mostly tools that I don't use. Like they're huge, they're cumbersome, and they're not exactly what we need to open anything. Like this rake is a pretty nice shape on it, but this plastic handle and where it ends here is pretty ridiculous. In fact, I have broken these handles before. Maybe I have a heavy touch, I don't know, but I kept this piece even though the handle broke off. Who knows, I might want to use that sometime in the future. So I've also gone and made some of my own bump keys, and I've never had any luck with these. You can probably tell I hand filed these keys, and I haven't found any lock that they would coax open. So that has not been a great project. Not all of the projects work. This is the set that I use more often than not. There's a couple of different tensioners in here. There's like this half snowman that's actually kind of cool. And I've gotten this to work on a bicycle lock that I didn't expect to be able to open in the first place. There's these little tiny, I don't know where these came from, but there's like a half diamond on this end and then a small wave rake on the other end. And then I've got these other tools that are from, let's see if I can read that. HPC, manufactured by HPC Inc., Schiller Park, Illinois. And these are probably, as far as the tools that I've got on hand or have had for the last 15 years or so, these are what I've had to work with. So I've just kind of learned to use them. And I'll go ahead and demonstrate that on this lock here. Now, having watched the Lockpicking Lawyer for a while now, I know that there is no challenge to these locks. In fact, you can comb them open quite easily, which I think is pretty exciting. I've never been able to do that before. I don't have that particular tool in my set. There we go. So we got that open. It's basically the way it feels to me is there's 4 pins inside, and the 4th pin is maybe a spool. So if I just go straight back to the 4th pin and bring it up a touch, I can feel a false set, and then it's just gotten so easy that there's really no challenge in this lock. And I have lots of other locks, but that's not the reason we're here today. The reason we're here is because, being a fan of the Lockpicking Lawyer, he has put a set together called the Covert Companion. So as soon as I was able to, I ordered this set. I decided I'm tired of using these cheap tools, and I want something that's going to have a professional feel to it. In fact, look at this. This came in one of those cheap sets, the PKS Pro key system. That thing is so wide that it won't even fit. Let that focus there. It won't even fit in many keyways. So it doesn't do anything that I can tell. I have not gotten it to work on any other lock. But it's time, because it took about a month, 6 weeks to get delivery over the Christmas rush and all of that. The United States Postal Service decided they weren't delivering in the 3 to 5 day time range that they had promised. It took more than a month, but I finally got the kit, the Covert Companion. Prepare to be underwhelmed. That's how it came. So this is the unopened Covert Companion, and let's just grab, oh, you know what? I have my everyday carry knife here. Just do an unboxing if I can find the opening there. Go ahead and grab this open, and let's spill out these contents. Oh, look at that. Actually, very nicely packed. Much better than I expected. Everything is in its own bag. We have the main tool key holder here. It's nice and light. On the inside, it says Key Smart USA patented. It's very small. I thought it was going to be bulkier, and it's not. It's very light. We have some shims and some screws in here. So those are extenders, I believe. And then we have all of the tools. And I am not as familiar with all of these tools as the Lockpicking Lawyer is. For some reason, I want to call him Leisure Suit Larry, but that's just me and my awkward sense of humor. There's a nice hook. There's some, I think they're just levers, or, this one's very thick. I'll have to go back through. This is a little shim right there. That's nice. And the one that I'm excited to try out is that guy right there, because that's one of the comb picks. And then this little hook is supposed to reach in and grab the wheel on combination locks. I will have to put these in order the way that the Lockpicking Lawyer has on his fantastic video on how to put this together. You can see those two are kind of the same. I dropped another hook over here. Here's another wave rake. And I will go through his video, put this thing together, and then come back. That's just a straight blade. I think that'll go near there. Another comb, which is six pin comb. This goes with those. There's maybe a 5-pin comb. Another 6-pin comb. Does that make sense? These are very difficult to grab hold of in this, without the being on the handle. There we go. Those look identical to me. Maybe one is thicker than the other. I bet that's what it is. Could be. Yeah, it feels like this one is a little bit thicker than that. And put this here. I don't see any markings on the tools themselves. So I will go through and learn what all of these are and then give a demonstration once we have done all that. But for this, because this is the part that I was most excited about, you're supposed to be able to comb these locks open. And to do that, you slide the comb in, you push the pins into place, if I can get it there, and it pushes them up past, that's a little stuck, up past the shear line. This is very difficult to do barehanded. And it works. Look at that. You just got that open. So that was not something I was able to do before. That was one of the main reasons why I bought this set, even though Sparrows has a set of just these combs without having to purchase the entire thing. But I wanted something that I could carry with me every day that would maybe go out in my bug out kit. And I would always have what I need with me in case I lock myself out of my house or anything like that. All right. So that is the Covert Companion that LockPicking Lawer put together, and go check out his channel. I think it's fantastic and can just spend hours and hours watching that. So if you have any questions, of course, please feel free to ask. I'm here to help.